Fallacies in history. You may get the point. So somehow, much of American history points to the Middle East being some focal point, some spectacular happening, some special event in humanity. Now, how this happened, you can decide for yourself over time and history. But the facts are, humans, this shape, this form that we are in, we've shown back to 300,000 years, give or take, on the African continent. We found civilizations in deep Africa that have rotted and disappeared from age, from neglect, from change, from nature itself changing the very face of the planet for hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of years to do this. So we have learned this. We have proven this. These are many theories just taken as facts. And by understanding these things, the world itself begins to make more sense. You can see the ebb and the flow and the tides of nature itself. The tides of the sun itself changing over an 11-year cycle and other cycles out there described. American law, American culture, American jurisprudence, the American Constitution was based primarily on European rules, mores, ethics, and gods, much more than anything out of the Middle East, because time moves on and humanity has. So somehow in this point, through everything having to go through this minor focal point in history, if you go study the South Americas, the South American cultures that began, started, and thrived, and lost, and spoiled, and pillaged, and plundered, and rebuilt, you will find these same trade routes, these same focuses of trade through the Americas. We call it Mexico. We call it Panama. These things existed at the same time in the same place. In Asia, we call it China now. The many dynasties that occurred at the same time of these occurrences in the Middle East show their special pleading to be as valid. The history of the people that created the Constitution and their travels across continents and their diplomacy and their détente across the globe is what got us here. This Middle East point is a challenge to your intellect on many levels. It shouldn't be denied, it should be put in its place. The importance of common law derived from European standards and the long plodding lessons they learned and their tears away from one set of beliefs into hundreds is a cue to what's going on. The history shows what's happening in America over generations. Something has despoiled our Constitution, some beliefs and thoughts that the secular nature of our Constitution was meant to keep from happening, and yet it is. There are terms for this: dominion, fanaticism, cults, poor education, community. Lots of reasons not to watch this channel. I just may have given you one more. Sorry, so sorry. Boomer you. Print your own.